Hello, here's an update for the Runabout model we've been putting together. Somehow, this is the third installment of videos on updates, and we're not quite done yet, but it's getting close. It's all glued up now with this nice nacelle trim that Captain Specky had posted. And let's see, yeah, everything's glued up except for this. This doesn't get glued. This is the mount for the It's going to be the mount for the electronics, and it's going to be attached via some of these M3 bolts here. You can see these get put into these mounts here that we glued into that into into the back piece here, and then they get attached into these nuts that got also glued into here. And it was a little tricky getting that all set up, but it seems pretty secure. Also on here are these M2 two nuts, which I'm putting these little standoffs, screwing these standoffs into to mount the perf board, and the battery, the power boost battery adapter will go there too. I'm going to put the battery like right here. So that's all coming along. So the electronics, we had a little change. We'd been using this Arduino Micro before, and when we had hooked up the battery with the power boost here, we lost some power going to the 5-volt line. It was coming through the that transistor here, the tip 120 transistor, to turn it off programmatically when it went to sleep. So it was about 1 volt and 50 milliamps lost, and this caused the nacelles to light up very dimly. And we did some tinkering, tried replacing the transistor with this MOSFET component, but that even lost a little more power. I kept tinkering, trying to hook it up directly from the 5 volts from the power boost line itself. But then I'd ordered this Pro Mini board here, and it's a little smaller, and it doesn't have USB built in, so it doesn't use, I think it uses a little less power. Got that hooked up, and there's no battery problem now. You can see the nacelles lighting up adequately there. And I got a few things off here. I think maybe a few of these wires came loose, but it was working 100% earlier. So anyway, this is all ready to solder into the board here and get it attached up. Last time I'd mentioned the LEDs pattern for the warp core and the impulse intake here. Let me turn off the lights so these can. We figured out how to make it kind of breathe without going all the way off, and with some existing functions in that JLED library, it had a max bright option that will limit the upper level of the brightness, but what I really wanted was min brightness, so it didn't go all the way off. But then I noticed there was this option named low active that caused it to flip the values. So 0 becomes 255 and 255 becomes 0 for the brightness levels and everything in between. And that worked great. Although I needed to tweak some of the pattern values for the pattern, it was much preferable to writing new code for this. Also, I hooked up from the power boost here. It has a low battery warning pin, and I hope I have that hooked up, and it'll hopefully cause some stuff on here to kind of flicker when it's low on battery, so we know when to get it charged without it just dying on you. All right, so I said we had everything glued up, and you might notice these wings here. I haven't glued those on. I have doubts about how well these will be able to stay fixed on while being during playtime. So, and they're also honestly my least favorite design part of this otherwise sleek Starship. So just going to leave those off for now. Maybe I'll add them on later. I found an Etsy shop to order custom water slide decals. So I sent them the designs from the PDF that Patrick had posted on Thingiverse, and so we'll get those. Oh, you can see that I have this on a timer too, so everything just went off. I'm going to click the button here. Okay, great. Came back on. So it's got a timeout on it too that you just noticed. But I'm going to get, anyway, those water decals, hopefully they're pretty easy to get on, and then put a coat of sealant on it and it'll be complete. Thanks.